You are now watching SSH, the best place to learn about competitive Pokemon TCG. Let's get it! So here we are going into the grand finals of the late night regionals. Number one, the $500 event, generously donated by the Real Slim Shuckle. If you're watching it live, we are live right now. If you're not watching it live, you're watching on the SSH YouTube channel. On one hand, we have Jonathan Patricio, who is going to be playing Jolteon VMAX. Had an impressive run at 13 wins, 2 ties, 2 losses, playing against Marco Cifuentes, who's largely been streaming the entire event so that we could watch it, is playing some kind of Hoopa Moltres Sableye deck, who is also 13-2-2. Maybe 13-2-2 is the record to have. So Sableye or Jolteon, who's going to take it? Looks like it's going to be a little bit favored for the Jolteon player, just because it's multiple prize cards, all that stuff. No Galarian Weezing to stop Drizzile or Galarian Zigzagoon, but you never know what's going to happen. Who are we going to crown as the champion? Starting it off hot, we see, we don't really see much. Maybe not starting it off hot. We got a Sobble with an energy, and we have a Zigzagoon in the active spot. These are definitely things that, not the hottest. It ain't hot. But maybe Marnie can make things a little bit more hot for other players. You never know exactly what that Marnie's going to bring, although it did look like it brought a relatively dead hand for Marco, and Jonathan doesn't necessarily even have access to a Jolteon VMAX or a Jolteon V to put down. So we do see that top deck of a Marnie that might change things up a little bit. Is this going to be enough? I think really the way that this matchup works, it's going to be something where we have Marco's going to try to be damaging Jolteons. Cheryl is definitely going to be a threat. I have both players' lists pulled up here, so there is Cheryl in Jonathan's deck, and maybe hitting with the Salt Gate here and there is going to add up or not add up. We'll have to find out. Jolteon could also snipe those Sobbles off on the bench, so maybe with a quick start here with the Hoopa doing some early damage might be huge for Marco. We're gonna have to find out. Although I do feel if Jonathan's able to get set up, it's going to be a bit of a rough one. I find the Galarian Weezing really helps out a lot in this matchup. That being said, grabbing a Sableye out of the prize cards, really not bad when you are able to send up a Drizzile and grab a Raihan of some sort. Now, with an Evolution Incense, we're likely going to see a Drizzile with Shady Dealings come out, use its ability to make something happen for Jonathan. I don't really see, the only other evolution Pokemon we have is Inteleon, not really helpful here, Jolteon not really helpful here, so I do truly think that we are going to just see Shady Dealings into something. What is it going to be? Is it going to be a quick ball? Is it going to be a supporter? It all depends on what Jonathan was able to draw off that Marnie. So that's really what we're waiting for. What's going to happen? So there's the quick ball, discarding a Jolteon, probably checked through the deck, made sure that there was a few Jolteons, and we do see a Jolteon hit the board. We might see an energy, and if we don't see anything else, we're probably going to see a supporter card of some sort. Okay, that seems to be working out here. Jolteon's going up in the active. It does have free retreat. We are going to see another Drizzile off that Scoop Up Net, reutilizing Shady Dealings, because it's now a completely different Pokemon. So let's see how that plays out for us here. The tension is like, what's going on? Tick, 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 tick. You can see probably the timers going down on Jonathan's side. 14 seconds, 13 seconds, 12 seconds. The pressure is on. It is the grand finals of the late night regional championships. I do want to let everyone know what's going on with these events, because if you're new to the game, you might be like, okay, we just have 2 players playing Pokemon. Is it Zach playing Pokemon? So I'm actually casting this game live on Twitch right now. Again, if you're watching this here, you're watching it live. If you're not watching it live, then you're watching it on the SSH YouTube channel. By all means, subscribe to SSH, and also follow the Real Slim Shuckle on Twitch. They are the main event sponsor for this one, and generously donated $500 to this event. So first place gets $200, second place gets $100, and all the other players in the top 4 got $50, and the top 8 got $25. Not bad for a free entry regionals, if I had to say so myself. Now we do see a Scoop Up Net here. Might be interesting to go for some kind of Scoop Up Net play, but I don't know if you really want to Scoop Up Net the Hoopa. There's nothing that really allows you to get around this. Like, it might be better, like, you don't want to waste your Scoop Up Nets in general, so it might even just be better to, I really don't know. maybe you gotta Scoop Up Net the Hoopa up in the active spot, but they're probably just like, yeah, you wanna know what? We're gonna have to pitch our hand anyways. Let's just heal the Sobble. And we might see some kind of play with like the cast form or a Drizzile, seeing how many Scoop Up Nets are available just to get the knockout on the Zigzagoon. I mean, Jolteon could lock the meta play. Really, really could be anyone's game. I'm honestly not sure. So one thing that I do like to do while players are getting set up, I mean, both these decks are really just like getting set up at the beginning. Like sometimes Pokemon does have some dry moments of the game. Let's patch that up with basically Jonathan's path to making finals. So Jonathan started it off playing against Sableye and then hit Tiger Mom playing Suicune. So it's really one of these things where like playing against meta deck, most of the decks in this meta game are completely meta. So going up the ranks, they did lose their third game to a Mew deck. I mean, Jolteon can definitely lose to Mew, but continuously moving up the ranks, they amassed a record of 5-1. They tied to make sure that they can make it into phase 2. To make phase 2, you had to be 5-3-1. Ryota Seda was the one that they tied against playing Mew. They did lose against Darsh playing single strike, so the fighting hurt them, but they did win their last game against Johnny Sniper to go 6-2-1 on the first bit of Swiss. Going into phase 2, they went ahead and won 4 games in a row, beating a Sableye deck, Mew, and then tied Freakim with Suicune Ludicolo. So far, they've beat Mew VMAX, Suicune, Mew VMAX, and now they're in the finals against Marco. So you might be wondering, how is Marco's route to the top 2? How did that go for them? So starting it off, they started off playing against another Marco, Small World, I guess, Suicune Ludicolo, Mew, Seeking of all decks, and they lost their 4th round to a player named Jono. So they lost to Jono, beat Jace Patrick, Christian Chase Jr., Andreas J Games, Richard Hayter, Noah Allerton to finish off Swiss with an impressive 8-1 record. Now, then they went ahead and won against Freakim, lost against Suicune, beat Darsh, double tied in order to make a cut. So they didn't really tie in Swiss, so they didn't have to play too much. They went a total of 2-1-2 in phase 2, but their Swiss record was really great. So it allowed them to have an easy run, or maybe like an easier phase 2 run, I should say. Definitely not an easy run. They beat OMG, Tapu Lele, Sesto Cento playing Mew, Brandon Johnson playing Duraludon, and now here they are against Jolteon. So they haven't played against Jolteon. However, Jonathan has played against some of these Hoopa, Moltres, Sableye kind of decks. So we'll really have to see exactly how it works. Now, kind of jumping back into the game, we do see those quick prize cards taken on Marco's side. Let's see how it plays out for the rest of the game. I mean, we might see the Scoop Up Net to just attack with that Hoopa, but right now there's nothing that really protects the bench. So like, I really think that this is like Marco's really exhausting these final resources, and that's probably where we're going to be at, getting stuck for like the latter half of the game. So we are likely going to see the Scoop Up Net on the Hoopa. There we go. That does protect the Hoopa. We do see the free retreating cast form go up, so we can kind of start chaining this Assault Gate stuff. There's that Dark Energy, slapping it back down on the Hoopa, and oh, okay. Looks like we're going to be taking out a Drizzile. That ends up working out pretty well too. And maybe it's just about getting the damage on that Jolteon, so that they're able to go ahead and go ahead and knock out some Pokemon with Raihan. Like, I'm not sure. They don't have access to a Raihan in their hands. Maybe they're hopeful that they're going to draw into one, but we'll see how that goes. I do see the Sableye. I do see everything else. They do have to grab Sobble, so like, I don't know. It's really interesting. Like, what are they going to get off their prize cards? If they map their prize cards correctly, they have a 25% chance of getting a Raihan here. And that is not a Raihan, but that is an out to a Drizzile. But if you are the Jolteon player, I fully assume that you knock out that Sobble on the bench. I mean, in fact, I think it's a great idea to just like They could take 2 prize cards here on Jonathan Patricio's side. We'll have to see how that plays out directly for them. So there's quick shooting. We do see the quick shooting on the Sobble that does place the damage counters there. So they are able to fully use Max Thunder Rumble. And maybe they have a Drizzile in their hand. They're going for another Sobble. I mean, I think it seems fair either way. But with 3 prize cards left, we have to understand that Sableye is a legitimate threat here. So we'll see exactly how Marco's able to kind of make that happen or not. And I mean, Jonathan's just really taking their time, thinking this out, seeing exactly how it all works out. Now, we do see the Drizzile. Are we going to see a Boss's Orders? Boss's Orders could knock out that Snowy form, Cast form, and the Sobble in one swift go with Max Thunder Rumble. Or we might see some damage go on the Hoopa. We are really low on outs here for Scoop Up Nets. So a long Drizzile searching through. I mean, you want to make sure that in the grand finals, like, we're literally seeing a $100 money match, basically. I mean, the winner walks away with $100 more, and the person who lost does walk away with $100. Really not bad, because this event was free to play from the generosity of the Real Slim Shuckle. Shout out to them. But reasonably, like, I'm sure the player wants to come, because with the win comes the fame, the glory, of course, like, saying like, hey, what's up, peeps? I came second at the late night regionals of over 350 players. That's cool. But I do want to let people know. So we are seeing the switch into that just in case they are holding on to some Raihan Scoop Up Nets kind of play. I think that's a really smart one. But obviously they just don't have it yet. So we're probably going to see the Sableye come down, slap an energy down on it. And there's no real way for the Jolteon player to ever knock it out. So using the Level Ball, thinning out the deck so they don't draw into it anymore. This is looking kind of okay. Maybe we're going to start seeing some quick shooting plays on the active Jolteon. I mean, that might work. We might see a Scoop Up Net, but I mean, the Scoop Up Net on the Hoopa would just really save them a prize card, if anything. I don't know how they're going to be getting the damage on there. Like, yeah. I need to double check at this list real quick. There's no Zigzagoon. There's no way to really add extra damage. We might just see what I think is going to be a load search. I'm not entirely sure what they plan on getting back, but we'll have to see. Eventually trying to build something up. There's load search. There's Boss's Orders saying, hey, you want to know what? If you don't have Cheryl, I'm attacking you. If you don't have an energy, you're not attacking me. If you do play Cheryl, because Cheryl will discard those energies. And also, if you don't Marnie me, I do have Boss, and I likely win the game. So we'll have to see how Jonathan's able to really handle this. I think a Marnie's really good here, and I think, or playing a Cheryl's really good here. And if we do see a Drizzile, we likely will see one of those cards come down and really be played out. Was that a failed search? Okay, so they do have a Drizzile in their hand. Let's see how they play this one out. Okay, there's Marnie. That means that if there is an energy and a boss, Marco will take this game. We see energy, but we do not see boss. Okay. I mean, if they attack with the Jolteon, doing some quick math, Jolteon at 4 damage counters, which it would be with the other quick shooting, would be 250 damage with that Sableye, 10 damage short of getting knocked out. So overall, we are seeing some relatively chill plays. I think like things are looking pretty good here for Jonathan. I mean, I guess a top deck of a boss does win the game for Marco. I don't know if there's another boss just chilling on top of the deck. I don't think so, but we'll see. Top decks could happen. And we do see an energy here. So this likely just grabs something. There's no reason not to grab something. It's kind of tough. Will they, like, it looks like all 4 prize cards can get drawn next turn at this rates. I really don't see how, I don't see how Marco's able to get out of this one. And maybe I'm missing it, like, that's the magic of Pokemon. But we might just see a concession here. It looks like all 4 prize cards are lined up really nice. Marco's unable to win the game this turn, or as far as I'm concerned, win the game this turn. And the Clara makes it, kind of telling. Maybe they just retreat with Sableye again. So let's see quick shooting. They're probably looking at it all different ways. So yeah, it looks like they're going to be going first, and Jonathan Patricio is going to be up game 1. So jumping into game 2, we do see Marco choosing to go first here. And I mean, I think it seems fair if they're able to go first. Maybe Jolteon has a rough start, goes Sobble pass. I would have actually liked to see second, to be honest, and hope for a Sobble pass to try to jump back in the game. I think that's really, got to look for those kind of opportunities. So you want to what? I don't want to be like disagreeing, but let's say if that was Zigzagoon, they went first, didn't have a quick ball, didn't have a level ball, that could have been a potential of game. And I mean, we'll see how the Sableye V plays out here for Marco. Maybe they have a different strategy than what other people would have to say. All right, there's Marnie. Not really a lot. We're gonna have to see like if there's gonna be a Sobble coming down on Jonathan's side. This might be a good game to like catch them slipping. There's not a lot that's really could be done, but not a lot's gonna be done on Marco's side either. That was not a nice Marnie. Like maybe we're gonna see an attack with Crazy Claws here. Maybe we're gonna see like load search. I honestly don't know which one's the best way. Like the quick ball doesn't do anything. There's no Crobat. There's no way to really like draw cards here. So not really looking great if this Jolteon's able to get set up. It's the Evolution Incense. And I mean, to me, it looks like it's going to be a real quick game if Jonathan's able to capitalize on this. Might be able to go for the quick 2-0, especially with how poor Marco's hand is. And you'll find that in Pokemon, that's why we have best 2 out of 3. But in a rough matchup, you really need to try to catch one of those players, like kind of slip in, their deck's kind of falling behind a little bit. These are really the things that you want to be looking towards. So right now, to me, it looks like Jonathan's in a prime position to start like hitting some Pokemon, making things happen, all that good stuff. 2-shot in that Sableye, start knocking out some Sobbles. And I mean, there's Clara to get that stuff back. It's just, it's going to be really tough, I think, for Marco to jump into this game, especially if Jonathan's able to attack this turn. And Jonathan's just doing a long search of the deck, probably making sure that everything's in there, figuring out all the outs for late game. Like, there's a lot of like little things that you could do in Pokemon that allow you to see success. And I think really doing a thorough deck search, understanding the cards that are missing in your prize cards, and coming up with a game plan, using your time wisely, I guess would be fair. And I don't necessarily want to say it's slow, but more like methodical methods of playing Pokemon are usually better than just clicking buttons and button mashing. So we do see the energy there to retreat. Are we just going to see the research? So yeah, right now we're really looking for a Zigzagoon, a Scoop Up Net, either one of those two, and a Jolteon. Like, the Sableye is going to be getting attacked, which is really nice. But if we do see a Scoop Up Net, or if we do see a Level Ball, something like that, we are going to see Jonathan draw a prize card and hit the Sableye for 100 damage. Because for Max Thunder Rumble, the bench Pokemon have to be damaged. So that's really why the Wheezing variant of this deck typically does a little bit better against Jolteon. However, it is an unfavorable matchup either way, and I think that Marco's particular build, they were probably really hoping for the Mew to make the finals, I'll put it like that. So we do see another Clara top deck. They could go ahead, clear it up. we'll have to see. Like, at this point, like, is it worthwhile to hit for 90 damage? Probably not. And we are going to see some energies come back as well. So, I mean, using all the resources wisely, but with a quick shooting Inteleon, we're likely just going to see another knockout here. Another 2 knockouts, 3 prize cards drawn. So, really what Jonathan's looking for here is a Jolteon, a quick shooting Inteleon, or maybe they could even go for a boss. Like, a boss's orders really wouldn't be bad, knocking out Sobble and Sobble. That'd be absolutely huge. And with access to a level ball, I think anything could really, really happen. I think I think they have enough to really like take this game by storm this turn and almost checkmate the game. Like Jolteon step 1, Drizzile's really one of the moving pieces, depending on what else they have in their hand. Like their hand's hidden because they're not streaming the game. We're seeing it from Marco's side. We are going to see a boss's orders. That's likely going to see Sobble get knocked out, Sobble get knocked out again, and really just put them down to 3 prize cards remaining. So there's the Sobble. Are we going to see a quick shooting Inteleon or another Scoop Up Nets? Okay, it looks like we're not going to have those. Maybe I would have kind of shot for an Evolution Incense and went for everything that turn. But with only 2 prize cards remaining, I mean, this works out well too, because if Marco gets nothing, it's just going to be game. And we do see an Evolution Incense top deck. Like, is the Evolution Incense enough to really, like, make the 6-2 prize card comeback? I mean, if you ask me, I'm going to say no. But for the spirit of excitement, we're watching it kind of all go down and seeing exactly who's going to become the late night champion. Marco is down game 1. I do want to stress that out. So Marco's basically playing with danger. They're at the edge, and they're like, can we make this happen? If they grab Raihan, Raihan's not enough. Raihan does not seem like enough, I should say. So maybe Marnie's like totally the wave. Like, they've already attached their energy for turn. What could they actually grab to get the knockouts? It seems no matter which Pokemon that they bench, if they attack with Hoopa, all that's needed to win is maybe 2 quick shooting Inteleons. Or maybe a Scoop Up Net and a quick shooting Inteleon. Like, it does not seem relatively good for Marco. Really unfortunate draws this game. So retreating into the Hoopa, kind of tough here. I don't know what else you really want to put down. Maybe you put the Sableye down. Maybe you put the cast form down. Could be boss's orders and quick shooting. Like, it does open up opportunities here. So quick shooting and a Scoop Up Nets, or quick shooting does win this game. And regardless of anything else, it's pretty close no matter what. Like, I think that Jonathan's pretty locked up in here. Maybe they have a research or a Marnie and they're trying to thin their hand down, because it doesn't really matter what they do this turn. Speed Lightning, definitely thinning up the deck with Quick Ball before. Like that they're doing that. We do see Evolution Incense. This could grab a Shady Dealings Inteleon, which could then grab 2 quick shooting Inteleons, or a Scoop Up Net and a Evolution Incense. Looks like it might just be game. We might see Jonathan Patricio as our late night champion, but we don't know until they draw those cards yet. And Marco's probably like, yeah, I know exactly what's going on. So we do see the concession there. Jonathan is going to win the regional championships. So there you have it, folks. You have Jonathan Patricio winning the late night regional championships with Jolteon, beating Marco with Sableye. I mean, it's really one of those matchups that we knew was bad for Marco going into it. Jonathan played really well. Marco played to all of their outs. Sometimes it's just not going to work out, and that's what makes Pokemon exciting. If everything was always just a chess match, we'd be watching chess, right? Like, I think there's definitely some element of luck and all that. I do want to give a huge shout out again to the Real Slim Shuckle for allowing me to live stream this event on their Twitch, for sponsoring this event, the generous donation of $500. all the players who tuned in, watched, participated, played, all of the players who are streaming their games, everyone else who cheered me on support, cheered everyone else on support. I do really appreciate all of that. It does make these events a pleasure to have. So that being said, not sure when the next event is going to be. I do run the late night series. The late night series comes every single Monday, and we do have our late night events every single Friday or most Fridays. So stay tuned for those. Hopefully in the future there might be some other collaborations with the Real Slim Shuckle and Zach Lesage events, but we'll have to see exactly how everything goes. I do appreciate everyone for tuning in and all that stuff. Have yourself a great one, and peace out. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It means the world to me. And my goal with this channel is to spread my love of the game and knowledge with our entire Pokemon TCG community. If you haven't already, help signal boost this video to other Pokemon TCG fans by liking it, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully we reach our goals really soon. Check out this recommended video, and have yourself a great day. Thanks.